Hello Guardians, it is Ebontis, and I am back from vacation, but a little under the weather, at least kind of congested and sound a little weird. Servers are still down for this patch. They extended the server downtime. And yeah, as I said, dealing with kind of a cold, that's why my voice sounds a little weird, but I'll do my best to at least get this info to you guys for the patch. A couple main highlights I just wanted to bring to your attention and, you know, give you some thought to chew on before we get actually into some gameplay and stuff later in the week. But we've got Crucible, so a 6v6 new connection-based matchmaking 6v6 rotator for weekly, I can't even talk, that tells you. Clash, Zone Control, and Rift, that is one connection-based 6v6. And then you've got Mayhem, Momentum Control, and Scorched. That's the party rotator, so they're split. Also, if you guys are one of the awesome ones for competitive division, you do get the new emblem available from Shax. That thing looks awesome. I don't know if I'll ever get to Ascendant. Probably won't, but that emblem looks fantastic, so go get that if you can. Couple issues with like titles that they fixed. Respawn Overshield and Crucible, actually for certain modes when you get respawned, has a chance to keep you alive longer, which is good, especially getting sniped out of it. So couple changes in Crucible. Vanguard Ops, Legend difficulty, Defiant Battlegrounds now rotate their weekly overcharge weapon. That's fine. Defeating Tormentors counts like champions and stuff, so you get revive tokens. The Hive door locks in Heist Battlegrounds seem to be fixed. Tune difficulty in Heist Battlegrounds for Vanguard and Nightfall, because that Mars Heist Battlegrounds is just going to be a beating, I think. Fix an issue where the crash could occur shortly after picking up the first solar cell in the arms dealer. I haven't even seen the new arms dealer strike, and I've run some strikes, but probably more Nightfalls. So at some point I'm gonna have to see the arms dealer, which I've heard is not great, Lake of Shadows, which I've heard is not great, but we will see. Again, haven't played them. Raids and dungeons. You did not get to farm Ghalran, that has come and gone. Fix an issue in the duality dungeon where Nightmare of Ghalran could not teleport back to the encounter space after falling out of the environment. So no more farming him with having him jump off the edge. Sad, it's over. Fix an issue where checkpoints were shared between Legend and Master. That's weird. A couple issues with the Root of Nightmares seem to be fixed. Exotic mission. Some issues where players could get pushed through Vex traps, apparently, so that's not great. Big ones that we're getting to. We've got PvE primary weapon balance. Auto rifles are getting... And again, this is increase the damage of the following weapon types against red and orange bar, but not bosses, which I don't know if I knew that it wasn't bosses, but I guess that's kind of logical, weirdly. I don't know. Anyway, red and orange bar. So at least with the hand cannon, you're going to get a 20% bonus. Hopefully now some hand cannons are going to kill red bars in like one shot in decent activities. Auto rifles get 25%. Now remember, exotic primary weapons against red borders specifically, they already have a 40% increase in damage over their normal archetype. So right now, you take a normal auto rifle, even with this 25% buff, it's going to do some more damage. But if you take something like Hard Light, an exotic auto rifle, it's going to get the 25%. Plus, it's already, and again, that's been there for a while, but that 40%. So your exotic primaries are going to be getting a bit of a buff. Now, the one that really actually got a little bit of love, because I think it just got fixed, was Quicksilver Storm. If you have that, you got the pre-order bonus for Lightfall. It just got fixed, so the 40% is actually back active, I think like a week or two ago. And then now with this one, it's 25% more as well. So Quicksilver is probably going to feel really good. But again, all exotics, like you're talking pulse rifles, picture any of them. Hand cannons, sidearms, and scout rifles get 10% because they're still afraid of people sitting in the back of the map, but they feel a little bit better. They were saying bows and SMGs were kind of their baseline, and they bumped up accordingly. But there's certain weapons that you enjoy using, they all just got a little bit better. So check out those archetypes, see if there's anything you like using. You're going to potentially be in better shape on quite a few of these. Weapon archetypes, so Ikelos, they removed the custom tuning, basically trying to bring it back in line because it was just a bit much. The Adept Exalted Truth will have a lower magazine size than the standard version. It had an issue, so that's been fixed. Fusion Rifles. There is a lot of fear that Fusion Rifles are going to be a new meta in PvP. Especially when it comes to the rapid fires. You've got the new one, which I cannot remember the name from the Season of Defiance weapons. but that is one I know a ton of. Iterative Loop. I think Iterative Loop is the one from Neo Muna that I think a lot of people were going for. That's the rapid fire. So it wasn't Defiance, it was that one. Damage is unchanged in PvP. So if you don't play PvE as much, if you don't play PvP as much, you may not see this. PvE damage is unchanged, but PvP, there's fears out there, so just if you're wondering why fusion rifles are nuking you, that might be why. Trace rifles increase the base damage by 4%. Now, when they increase the base damage, this is for PvP, but then multipliers go into PvE, so keep that in mind. And they reduce the precision hit multiplier from 1.4 to 1.35. Reduce flinch by 10% at 100 stability, so it's slightly less flinchy. Sniper rifles reduce recoil by 50% on rapid fire sniper rifles and increase total ammo, magazine plus reserves, by 30%. So rapid fire sniper rifles, if you've got any that you enjoy using, I don't know if they're ever going to be great DPS weapons, because I don't think that 10% even coming next season is going to do that, but more ammo probably helps a rapid fire because they need the love. Heavy grenade launchers. On heavy grenade launchers, we're missing their sound. That's fun. The dimensional hypotrochoid, which I'm probably saying wrong, could be obtained with a range masterwork. So that was kind of broken. That's been fixed. Exotics. Final warning can no longer mark targets through barricades. Teraba has been fixed a little bit, so it's not quite as insane. Revision 0. This one actually for PvE sounds interesting. 4 times the charm will now be reset when entering Hunter's Trace, so you can't quite break that one. But if you shoot 1, 2, 3, 4, you can also get 2 more, which should be correct. I think some people were like tweaking it and being able to get 8 out of it. But if you get 4 times the charm and you have 4 shots in Hunter's Trace, then if you hit all 4 of those and you get 2 more back, that's a total of 6. That's not bad. Now on the other side, you've got increased PvE damage of Hunter's Trace by 25%. So now those basic sniper rounds hit 25% harder. It is a primary weapon, so the red bars that you're killing will go down a little bit easier. And remember, it's a pulse rifle. Pulse rifles are getting that 25%, or the 20% up here. So yeah, pulse rifles get 20%. So if you haven't checked out Revision 0 in a little while, it may be hitting really hard at this point. And increase the PvE damage of the Hake Heavy Burst, which I think is the 2 bursts, by 75%. So if you multiply those two together, the 20% and the 75%, that is a big bump for Revision 0. So definitely want to check out if you got that one last season. We've got other changes. Capability of... so the Root of Nightmares Adept Weapons. You can enhance those now. So if you get an Adept weapon, you're going to be able to take it to the Enclave. You should be able to work on unlocking kind of the deep sight upgrade potential. And then you'll be able to level that Adept weapon up and then eventually get enhanced perks on it once you get it high enough. So if you do have a God Roll Adept weapon and you went through the craziness of the Master Raid, now is your time to be able to take that God Roll and make it enhanced. Abilities, Rally Barricade. Apparently now extends slightly for the effect, extends slightly further behind and above the Rally Barricade to make staying in the buff more achievable. They said fix an issue where Stasis Shard created by the Glacial Harvest aspect would not grant melee ability energy to Penumbral Blast if the player had a sword or glaive readied. Very specific, but could be a thing. This is actually another one for me that I really noticed a lot. Fixing the issue where Jolt Chain Lightning was unable to target some types of PvE combatants. And the ones specifically that I noticed it on a lot of the time were ones that would explode. Supplicants, if those were coming in certain places, especially for the new dungeon. We've also got anything that's going to explode as it kind of runs at you. Screebs, which we don't really see very often anymore. You've got Fanatics from Vex. Anything that would be like an explosive type of enemy, kind of like self-explosive, like run near you and blow up. You could never jolt them. Now you should be able to, or at least that's my hope. Fix an issue where trying to throw rapidly while carrying a tangle could result in an uncharged melee attack. Some people are probably just trying to break the game. The evidence board should be fixed. And also, if you got your first exotic glaive crafted, you can now claim the patterns for the other characters at the evidence board. So if you never farmed out and you were like, I just give up, you should be able to go get those now. A couple things for Guardian ranks were fixed. So they say if you did a raid on Master difficulty before you turn rank 10, it still counts. And And if you've done, let's see, solo Spelunker does not count completions before the player's Guardian rank 10. So if you get to Guardian rank 10, apparently some things, if you've done them before, should be fixed. Best Dressed is a new commendation, which I do appreciate that that one's in there. Should have been, but glad to see it. Veteran players now receive the correct amount of lore books and a couple other things. But the big ones for me, Jolt working on some PvE combatants, it would just like, you would shoot them with Jolt and they would just like kind of eat the Jolt ability. Nothing would happen. So now that type of stuff will hopefully work better. Your exotic weapons, couple tweaks. Revision 0 for PvE. It's got some potential. Pull it out, see if it's still good. Teraba, a little less oppressive in PvP. Final warning, not through barricades. Sniper rifles, if you like your rapids, those are going to have some more ammo. Trace rifles, probably minimal changes for now. Those probably need a little bit more love. Rapid fire fusion rifles in PvP. Be warned, you may see a lot of these. Maybe you will, maybe you won't. But I know there are definitely some PvP content creators who are looking at this one as definitely something to watch. Ikelos SMG, a little less crazier than it was. And again, PvE primary weapon balance. Red and orange bars. Auto rifles. It is a 25% buff. I thought I was crazy because I was using an SMG at point blank range, got a crit for like 1052 or something like that. And then I switched over to an auto rifle because I was using 2 primaries for whatever reason. And I was just running around Neomuna. They were almost the same level. And my auto rifle at point blank range hit for like 682. And I'm like, why is it like almost 30 to 40% lower? Well, 25% buff actually makes a lot of sense. So 25% for auto rifles, pulses, hand cannon, sidearms, 20%. Which if you think of something like Brigand's Law from 2 seasons ago with Volt Shot on it, that might actually be quite strong. If you enjoy your sidearms, consider that one. Your hand cannons, pulse rifles, which I always enjoy. Scouts 10%, not much, but it's a little something. And other than that, yeah, no more farming duality for freebie drops. That is over. So that is a wrap on patch 7.05. I think that servers are going to be down for a little while still. Probably another couple hours, it sounds like, for me. So when you guys see this one, hopefully these changes are beneficial to some of the stuff that you're doing. I am back, but as I said, my voice sounds like junk. So sorry about talking in this voice for about 10 minutes. But thank you guys. Have a good one. If you enjoyed this one, drop a like below. And I will see you guys soon, hopefully when my voice feels better. Have a good one.